Hi everyone, my name is Mr. Mahmoud Chakra. I'm a teacher of English, and this is my humble YouTube channel. I created this channel to upload all educational videos for different curriculums. And now let's start with the first video. This video is for grade 6. So I want my dear and lovely students to concentrate, and I hope they enjoy what I'm going to explain for them. Let's study the curriculum of Time for English, Unit 9 together. And we'll take just 2 lessons today. The unit title, as you see, is Cities Around the World. We'll identify a lot of cities in this unit, but at first it's time for conversation. We'll listen to 2 students. These 2 students are having an interview with a female pilot, and they want to write an article for their school newspaper. And now let's listen to the track.
Unit 9, page 55. Cities around the world. Conversation time.
A. Listen and repeat. Point to the speakers, then listen again.
Number 1.
Captain West, we'd like to interview you for our school newspaper. Could we ask you a few questions?
Sure. Go ahead.
Number 2.
How many female pilots work for your airline?
I think 1/3 of the pilots are female.
Number 3.
Do you ever fly abroad?
Yes. I have an overseas flight once a month.
Number 4.
Do you fly the plane by yourself?
No. I always have a co-pilot.
Number 5.
Do you like being a pilot?
Yes, very much.
Number 6.
Thanks for your time, Captain West.
My pleasure. Now listen again.
Captain West, we'd like to interview you for our school newspaper. Could we ask you a few questions?
Sure, go ahead.
How many female pilots work for your airline?
I think 1/3 of the pilots are female.
Do you ever fly abroad?
Yes, I have an overseas flight once a month.
Do you fly the plane by yourself?
No, I always have a co-pilot.
Do you like being a pilot?
Yes, very much.
Thanks for your time, Captain West.
My pleasure.
Unit 9.
Okay. Of course, I'm terribly sorry because we have different names here. It's not actually a misprint, but because this is an old curriculum called English Time, and they have modified it to fit our culture, by the way. We'll go for lesson 2 here, and we'll listen to the
Page
cities.
56. Word time.
A. Listen and repeat.
Number 1.
Rome,
Number 2.
Taipei,
Number 3.
Tokyo,
Number 4.
London,
Number 5.
Seoul,
Number 6.
New York City,
Number 7.
Paris,
Number 8.
Honolulu,
Number 9.
San Francisco,
Number 10.
Hong Kong.
I want you to take care of this city, Taipei. It's the capital of Taiwan. Okay, and instead of it, we have Cairo, the capital of Egypt. Take care of that. Okay, we identified the pictures here of these important cities around the world. Now we'll go to some PowerPoint slides of new words here. As we said, Unit 9, cities around the world. We have the word captain, and this is a picture of a male captain and a female captain. Okay, the captain is a person in charge of a ship or a plane, or the leader of a sports team. Of course, we have the captain here, the captain of a plane, not a ship, not a sports team. We have another word, the word pilot. Pilot means a person who flies a plane, as we saw in these pictures. We have another word here, co-pilot. As we see in the picture, the co-pilot is a pilot who helps the main pilot on an aircraft or on a plane. We have the word interview or interview, the two pronunciations are right, as we see in the picture. The meaning of it is meeting in which someone is asked questions about themselves for a newspaper article, television show, etc. We have another word here, airline, as we see in the picture, a business that operates regular services for carrying passengers and or goods by plane. We can carry passengers on the plane or goods or both of them. We have abroad, the word abroad, and this is a picture of it. In or to a foreign country. When someone is abroad, that means he is outside his country or in a foreign country, or he went to a foreign country. We have the word overseas flight, and this is a picture of it. And it means a journey in a plane to another country. We have the word one third, and this is a picture of it. We have an expression which is my pleasure, and this is a picture of it. It means a polite way of replying to someone who has thanked you. You say, my pleasure. Go ahead. Another expression, and this is a picture to indicate the meaning. When permission is given for someone to start doing something or for an event or activity to happen. We have some verbs here, some regular verbs and other irregular verbs. Interview, as we said, or interview, the past form of it is interviewed, asked, or we can pronounce it asked in the British pronunciation. Visit, visited. Thanked. And we have fly, flew, have, or has, of course, the past form of them is had. We have some structures here. The first structure is would like to plus infinitive, and it means want to. And we have an example from the conversation here. We'd like to interview you for our school newspaper. We'd like to interview you. We want to interview you. We have like plus gerund or the ing ending. For example, do you like being a pilot? Do you like being a pilot? We have the verb have, and here it has some meanings. The first one, I have an overseas flight once a month. It means I make an overseas flight once a month. We have another meaning here. I always have a co-pilot. It means I always get help from a co-pilot. We have the question word here, how many, and how many is followed by pronoun, and we use it to ask about numbers or the numbers of things. How many female pilots work for your airline? The answer will be, for example, 1/3 of the pilots are female, as we mentioned in the conversation. Here we have the difference between city and town. What's the difference between a city and a town? The city here is a large town, but the town is a place where people live and work, containing many houses, shops, places of work, places of entertainment, etc., and usually larger than a village but smaller than a city. This is the difference between a city and a town. We have some language functions here. The first one, expressing opinions. How can we express our opinion? We have the expression I think. I can say I think, and after that I express my opinion. Like here, I think 1/3 of the pilots are female. That depends on my opinion here. We have the second one, request. Request like, could we ask you a few questions? Could we? And here we have how to respond to requests. Like, as we mentioned in the conversation, sure, go ahead. Here we have cities around the world, as we said. We have a lot of cities. The first one, Rome. Of course, Rome is the capital of Italy. We have Cairo, and Cairo is the capital of Egypt. We have Tokyo, and Tokyo is the capital of Japan. We have London, and London is the capital of England. We have Seoul, and Seoul is the capital of South Korea. We have New York City or New York City, and New York City is a city in the USA. We have Paris, and Paris is the capital of France. We have Honolulu, and Honolulu is the capital of Hawaii in the USA. An island. Hawaii is an island in the USA. We have San Francisco, and San Francisco is a city in California in the USA, in the western coast of the USA. You have the last city here, Hong Kong, and Hong Kong is a city or an administrative region of China. Okay, everything is clear. I hope that. Here we have the first one, Rome, second one, Cairo, the third one, Tokyo, the fourth one, London, the fifth one here, Seoul, the sixth one here, New York City, the seventh one here is Paris, the eighth one here is Honolulu, and the ninth one here is San Francisco, and the 10th is Hong Kong. Everything is clear. Okay, we have some language functions here, like this question, where are you from? Where are you from? We use where are you from to ask about the nationality, to know where this person is from. And the answer here, for example, I'm from Cairo, Egypt. Okay. We have how much to ask about the quantity, and how much is followed by uncountable noun. Like how much coffee do you drink? Coffee here is an uncountable noun. The answer is I drink 3 cups of coffee. And here we have a very important paragraph to write a paragraph of 7 sentences about an interview with a pilot. How can we write a paragraph like this when we find it in our exam? Let's see. As you see here, we can write these sentences. Please memorize these sentences carefully because this paragraph might come in the exam. Listen carefully to me. Two students want to have an interview with a pilot. Two students wanted to have an interview with a pilot. They decided to go to the airport. They met a female pilot there. They asked her a few questions for their school newspaper. She told them that 1/3 of the pilots that worked for her airline were female. She always had a co-pilot. She had an overseas flight once a month. She didn't fly the plane by herself. She always had a co-pilot. She liked being a pilot very much. She sometimes flew abroad. They thanked her for her time. She said that it was her pleasure. Okay? Repeat this paragraph once, twice, 3 times as you can to memorize it. Please put it on your mind. Okay? Thank you very much for listening carefully to me. And you can test yourself through the test in the description here. See you next video and